So in this particular video, I'm just going to explain you the intangible cultural heritage um, relevance to our UPSC art and culture, and the list of the intangible cultural heritage items which were added in UNESCO's list. Okay, let's start the video. So what to study for prelims in art and culture with respect to this topic? You have to know what is UNESCO, like what is the objectives of UNESCO, and list of intangible cultural heritage which is accredited by UNESCO, and also Indian entries in the national list also we have to go through. For mains aspect, you have to understand the significance of the list and the need for the conservation. Okay, conservation of the intangible heritage. Okay, because there was a question in UPSC recently, like the need for preservation of the Indian heritage is the need of the hour. So there was a recent question. So you have to analyze in the manner of how significant the items in the list and also how to preserve or conserve them. Okay, that is our main question in front of us. The UPSC GS paper 1 syllabus is like this. Indian culture will cover the salient aspects of art forms, literature and architecture from ancient to modern times. In this case, the intangible cultural heritages comes under the art form, especially performing arts. So, this is a very important topic under art and culture. So, let us start with intangible cultural heritage list. So, what is intangible? What is tangible? Intangible, which is not having any physical presence, or you cannot touch and feel. You can see, you can visualize the things. Okay. For example, the opposite is tangible. When some monument is ancient monument is called as tangible heritage. But performing arts, generally the art forms, the dance, drama, music is called intangible cultural heritage. Okay, so the Ministry of Culture has launched the national list of intangible cultural heritage of India. So we already have a UNESCO's cultural heritage list, but now Ministry of Culture has launched the national list of intangible cultural heritage list. Okay, the national ICH list is an attempt to promote the intangible cultural heritage and also to recognize the diversity of Indian culture embedded in its intangible heritage. Okay, so this initiative is also part of Vision 2024 of Ministry of Culture. Okay, so now what are the elements present in the, or what are the the list consists of? It has more than 100 elements in national cultural list. When it comes for UNESCO's representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity, there are 13 elements of India have already been included in the UNESCO's list. So understand very clearly, two lists are there. One is national level, that is by Government of India, Ministry of Culture. The second one is international level, that is done by UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. It maintains a list of intangible cultural heritage. So that includes 13 elements, 3 elements from India. So understand the basic difference. One is national list, one is UNESCO's list. So following UNESCO's 2003's Convention for Safeguarding Intangible Cultural Heritage, there are 5 domains in which the intangible cultural heritage is classified. The number 1 is oral traditions and expressions, including language as a vehicle of intangible cultural heritage. Okay, so some languages may be only not having scripts, only like through vocal. Okay, so oral traditions, which is passed down for the generations only through oral, not through written. Second one, it is performing arts, which can be dance, drama, music. Third one, social practices, rituals and festival events. For example, some tribal practices, unique tribal practices, some festivals like Persian New Year, Nowruz is listed in the UNESCO's list. That is an example. knowledge and practices concerning nature and universe. The last one is traditional craftsmanship. Okay, from Punjab, and utensil making is Tatera's utensil making is also listed under this UNESCO's list. So that definitely comes under the category of traditional craftsmanship. So the 5 broad domains are included for intangible cultural heritage: oral traditions, performing arts, social practices, knowledge related to concerning nature. Last one is traditional craftsmanship. UNESCO's list of intangible cultural heritage list. So in 2008, the Convention for Safeguarding of Intangible Cultural Heritage came into effect. UNESCO maintains into 3 lists. One is intangible cultural heritage in need of urgent safeguarding. Number 2, the list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Number 3 is register of good safeguarding practices. So some of the criteria for inclusion in the list are: if inscription of the element will ensure visibility and awareness of it, and if the element has been nominated after having widest possible participation of the community, group or individuals concerned. Okay, so this UNESCO's list, it has 13 elements from India, which we are going to see now. The number 1 is, these are the intangible cultural heritage list. Number 1, tradition of Vedic chanting. So in tradition of Vedic chanting, the mantras which is chanted during the mantras which is chanted during the sacrifices, rituals. Okay, so that is considered as a tradition of Vedic chanting. The number 2 is Ram Leela. This is the traditional performance of Ramayana. Number 3 is Kudiyattam, which is a Sanskrit theatre form from the state of Kerala, traditionally performed in Kuttambalams of Hindu temples. Next one is, 4th one is Raman. Raman is a religious festival and a ritual theatre which is performed in Garhwal Himalayas in Uttarakhand. Raman, okay, which belongs to the state of Uttarakhand. The next one is Mudiyettu. Mudiyettu is a ritual theatre, dance, drama of Kerala, which is myth tale or battle between the demon and the goddesses Kali. Okay. The next one is Kalbelia folk songs, and which belongs to the state of Rajasthan. Okay, this is Kalbelia. Next, moving on to the next dance, it is Chow dance. It is in tradition from East India, which is mainly in Jharkhand, Odisha and West Bengal. Next one is Buddhist chanting of Ladakh. Ladakh is now new Union Territory. This recitation of the sacred Buddhist text in the Trans-Himalayan Ladakh region, Jammu Kashmir, because previously it was Jammu Kashmir, now Ladakh region is a individual Union Territory. Next one is Sankirtana, which is a ritual singing, drumming and dancing of Manipur. Manipuri is the classical dance, but this is a ritual dance, singing, drumming and dancing together. The next in the list is traditional brass and copper craft making, utensil making. This is done by Tatera community of Punjab. The next one is yoga. This is art of unifying the mind with body, which helps for greater spiritual and mental and physical well-being. So yoga is also included in the list of intangible cultural heritage list. Nowruz is a Persian New Year which is celebrated worldwide. This is also listed in the intangible cultural heritage list. The last one which was recently added is Kumbh Mela, which is usually pilgrims bath or take dip in the sacred water, and also it is one of the largest human congregations in the world. Okay, usually it is held in four important places: Haridwar, Ujjain, Nashik, and Prayag. Nashik and Prayag. So Haridwar, Ujjain, Nashik, and Prayag. These are the four places, mainly pilgrim places. The Kumbh Mela was usually happening. Okay, so these are the 13 items which is listed in the UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage List. In the coming videos, we will discuss in detail each element in detail. Okay, I hope you have understand the difference between the national list, which is maintained by the Government of Ministry of Culture,